Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. I welcome you to another episode of this program, Islam is Beautiful, a program that's designed to let you appreciate your deen as a Muslim and also add value to you as an individual. My name is Salma Adititulawal. Thank you for joining us.
Fortunate is he.
This program is sponsored in memory of Ajia Fauzia Kehinde Lola Ali. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant her Al-Jannah Firdaus. Ameen.
Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Today we shall be looking at the phenomenon festival of sacrifice, Eid al-Adha, and we are so excited about it. The excitement is all radiating all over my sisters and I here. I have Sister Alima.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Sister Sakina.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
And Sister Alima.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
As you can see, we are all looking dressed up and ready for Eid. May Allah preserve our lives. Ameen. Now, today we want to enlighten us about some of the things we are expected to do, some of the reasons why we are expected to do them, and the benefits therein. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make all this easy for us. Ameen. Now, my sisters, we are prepared. I can see us looking all radiant. Are we supposed to look this radiant for Eid al-Adha? I believe that as a Muslim, if you have accepted the deen as a Muslim, there are some things we should do, and this is one of it. It's an act of worship.
Yes,
and what
right.
is Eid al-Adha, Sister Sakina?
Mashallah, Eid al-Adha is a big festival to commemorate the willingness of Prophet Abraham alayhi salatu wasalam, to sacrifice his son, Prophet Ismail. It was a spiritual instruction given to by Almighty Allah to him. So it was just to celebrate his level of humility and obedience to Almighty Allah.
Allah Akbar. Sister Alima, what's your take on Eid al-Adha?
Well, just like the name entails, is the feast of sacrifice, and sacrifice in the sense that you give all that it entails. Like she has said before, it is one of our founding fathers, that is Prophet Abraham. It was an order given to him by God to do a particular sacrifice, using his son, and he did, and it is a great deed, and it is worth celebrating, because in the days of in our days now, I'm not sure that people would be able to live up to that expectation of what that prophet had done at that time. So I think it's worth celebrating, and it's a very, very great day, and we're all going to be happy.
Mashallah, you said he did. Did he actually sacrifice his son?
I mean, he followed Allah's command.
Okay.
That's what I mean. He followed Allah's command. Though he eventually did not sacrifice his son, but he followed the command Allah gave to him, only for him to get there. And Allah had replaced that son with a ram. So he was willing to do it.
Willingness,
yes, the willingness and the obedience that he
is
took.
What we are celebrating.
Yes, is what we are celebrating
And
today.
even the son himself was also humble, because the son knew his father as a faithful person. The family of Prophet Abraham alayhi salatu wasalam is a family that is worth emulating by every Muslim, because even the son, Prophet Ismail, when the father narrated the dream to him, he humbly sacrificed himself and told the father, it is reported in the Holy Quran, that do as your Lord has commanded you to do. And even the wife was also humble. When the husband narrated everything to her, she told him that since it's a command of Almighty Allah, go ahead. And from narrations, we heard that morning she prepared him. She got him dressed up in one of his best outfits, mashallah, which and in fact she even gave him a peck on the head, a farewell peck with tears in her eyes.
Yes.
And that tears, just every mother would, but she was humble enough. So it's worth celebrating, because I don't think there's any of us that could ever take that kind of instruction from Almighty Allah and humbly, totally submit. So Prophet Abraham alayhi salatu wasalam was humble. His wife too was a God-fearing woman. She was humble and she accepted the instruction. And the son too, Ismail, was also humble. to the instruction of Almighty Allah.
Allahu Akbar. Now, you're telling me now that if it had gone through, we would have been sacrificing our
sons.
Allahu Akbar. Allah is so merciful. Sister Alima. Now,
to add to what they've said,
yes,
the Eid al-Adha is a celebration, a big one that is used to mark the end of the Islamic year, and it is also a reminder for us as Muslims that we are the slaves of Allah, and at all times we should be obedient to Him, no
matter the circumstances. And they had just one son.
Yes, and they were willing
to sacrifice his.
Yes.
My dear viewers, I believe that whatever we expect from Allah is what He would also give us. If we know that our level of faith is one that inside of us we can't do all the dictates, we should actually pray for this kind of level of obedience, because all that Allah has asked us to do actually for our own good. Most of the things we have been asked to do, the things that we must obey Allah about are for our own good. May Allah make it easy for us. Now, Eid al-Adha is here. What are the things that a Muslim is expected to do before going for the prayer, inshallah?
Yes, mashallah. First of all, that morning of Eid al-Adha, you're supposed to be in a very sober mood. Just put yourself in the mood of Prophet Ibrahim, that received the command of going to sacrifice his son. So that morning we are expected not to eat. So we get to eat, and after the Eid prayer is said, then we're also expected to do a lot of askar. The recommendation of the Holy Prophet is on the way to eat, you take the takbir, Allahu Akbar, La ilaha illallah, Wallahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Walillahi alhamd. So you say it numerous times. So you get to the Eid venue, then on your way back home too, you say it.
Also, it is important that we take the ghusl bit or the ritual bit so as to be in a pure state while going to this prayer.
So we must be in a state of purity, inside and out.
In addition, it's important to wear your best outfits.
Just like that day.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's important to wear your best outfits. Then it's also recommended that you spray some perfume.
Yeah, since it's not the normal ordinary day, so you have to look extra special. You have to look extra nice.
And the good part about this is when you get home, the merry part of everything. You know, when Prophet Ibrahim got home, he was happy, celebrated, and the ram was slaughtered and eaten, shared with the poor. So you should also get home, be happy, rejoice that our sons are not being sacrificed.
It is also important that we let people know that the Eid prayer is not for you to go there to observe Nawafil, just like the Jumu'ah prayer. While going there, or when you eventually get there, you sit down and continue your askar, then wait for the imam, because it is after the prayer that the khutbah will be rendered. So sit down, pray, continue your askar, then after that pray the normal Jama prayer, then wait for the imam to give his khutbah.
Okay, so we have heard how it should go. You wake up in the morning, get dressed, take your ghusl bath, make sure you're pure in the heart and outside. You shouldn't wear a very good and clean clothes and then you have evil thoughts towards your fellow human being. Make sure you're pure inside and out. And then on the way to the Eid, of course, you should have it at the back of your mind that you must observe Eid. So we're not saying try, you must observe Eid as a Muslim. So you go to the Eid ground in your best clothes, with a good thoughts, and then stay. Do your askar, wait for the 2 nawafil prayer to be said, and then wait for the imam to finish the utbah before you leave the Eid ground. And on your way back home, to make sure you continue the askar. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it easy for us. Ameen. Now, this level of obedience, how do you think a Muslim can attain it? Because really, it is not easy. I can imagine how much I love my son. Now, if I have a level of relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I know He loves me. Now, if He loves me, why should I? Now, how can one attain that level of faith? Because with that level of faith, it is sure that there is no dictate of Allah. There is nothing that happens to you that you will not take with the thought that it is from Allah.
MashaAllah. That's why we have levels. We have levels in spiritual development. There is Nafs al-Awama, Nafs al-Amara, and Nafs al-Mutmainna. It's a state when you have attained the maximum of spiritual development. And that is where Prophet Ibrahim was. And it's that state that you are, that you accept anything Allah throws at you. Whatever challenges you face as a Muslim, you accept it as being part of the life of a Muslim. So as much as possible, we should strive to develop ourselves to be able to get to that level.
Okay. Now, Sister Lima, mention 2 things that can help us develop ourselves to get to that level. I believe that as we are here, you're my friends, I know that with people like you around me, I definitely will want to grow. But what are the other things a Muslim can do to attain that level of piety?
Inshallah, it is very important as Muslims to always remember Allah. The remembrance of Allah is very, very important. That the Prophet ﷺ was said to always stress it every time to his Sahabas. Because when you remember Allah, you think of no other thing except Allah. You think of how merciful He is. You think of Him as your only Lord. You don't want to associate anything with Him. You will be satisfied to be a Muslim and to have Allah as your Lord. So having that, any form of trial that Allah brings to you, you will be so you accept it as faith, and you beg Allah to make it easy for you.
Okay. So by doing this, definitely it will help my level of Iman and faith in Allah. Sister Lima, can you give me one other thing that you think a Muslim can do to attain the level of obeying every dictate of Allah?
Well, just like my sisters have already said, it's just the aspect of total submission. Because when you totally submit to the will of Allah, you climb that level, that ladder. Since there are different stages, of course, when you're climbing the ladder, you start from the bottom. So by the time you have that level of understanding between you and your God, there is no way you will not achieve that height. Because of course, when you start from the bottom, you get to a particular stage with his will and his permission. There is no way you cannot get to the height if you are in accordance to the will of Allah. You will definitely get there. So all you need to do is to take it slow and steady. And always follow the ethics of the religion. And definitely you will get there.
May Allah make it easy for us. Now talking about this feast of sacrifice. Now, if a Muslim has been very well-to-do enough to celebrate, to buy the ram and celebrate people, and something happens, he is not able to do so, is it a sin on his part?
Mashallah, it is not.
Because we take it so personal. You will see some people go as far as borrowing.
It is wrong to borrow money to celebrate, because the feast should be out of what you have. And it's not worth going to borrow money for.
Now, is there a stage one can attain to start? You hear some people in the Yoruba, and they'll be like, Oti Waleya.
Because as long as you have a steady income and you are a family man, and you observe the 5.
What if you're a family woman?
Even a woman too could slaughter a ram. It's a sacrifice that anybody could do. We have people that slaughter on behalf of their children and give it to the needy. So it's not until you go to Hajj. And it's not until some other. But what matters is you have the faith and you have that piety in you, and you know the essence of that sacrifice. And also, it is important to note that Allah said in Quran chapter 23 that He doesn't need the blood of the animals, neither does He need the flesh. But what He needs is the piety you exhibit while offering that sacrifice. So it is important for us to make sure that we have the fear of Almighty Allah in us. So that's the most important thing of everything.
Allah Akbar. Now, Sister Halima, what's the advice for those of us who can afford it and can kill and can afford to share? How do you think this should be done? You know, some people go as much as having a party and inviting friends, and before you know it, other things are coming in. How do you think it should be celebrated?
We should not be overzealous while celebrating the Eid. Like celebrating, because while calling a party or organizing a party, you might do something which is not allowed. Like some people might bring in alcohol and you will not know, and it has rendered everything useless somehow. So it is important that while celebrating the Eid, we should know that it is a remembrance for us from Allah that we are still subjected to Him, and at the same time we should fear Allah more than anything. Fine, we are celebrating Eid, we are happy and all, but we shouldn't make that override our sense of piety. We should be humble, share the meat with the needy, which has been stated for us in the Holy Quran and by the Prophet ﷺ. Call your family members, those that are not, some of them are not buoyant enough to
enough,
kill ram, they'll come to celebrate with you.
Okay.
Do it in a very good and humble way.
May Allah make it easy. Okay. You
In
wanna
addition
have
to what she just said, the Holy Prophet recommended that you share the meat into 3 portions.
Okay.
The one for yourself and your family. The other one, the second portion, you invite your friends. Then the third one should go to the poor
That's
and the
privilege.
needy.
All right, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it easy for us all. I've just told you how you should celebrate. We have told you how the ram should be shared, and we believe that the little we have given here will be of benefit to you, and it will be a source of reward for us on the day of Yawm al-Qiyamah. We will be recommending to you this beautiful Islamic literature for a better understanding of this topic. Bismillah. On our Read a Book segment today, we shall be recommending to you this book titled Ancient Feasts and Modern Festivals, written by Muslim Abdul Ghaffar. It is a 102-page book which focuses on an investigation of the origin of festivals, how they came about, who started them, where they began, and why they were started. We are offered ayat of the Quran and words from Hadith and books of scholars to aid us in arriving at a decision about what our attitude should be regarding those festivities. Muslims and Christians today ask questions about festivities all year round, all around the world. Eid al-Adha, Eid al-Fitri, Maulid Nabi, and Hijrah rallies among Muslims, Christmas, New Year and Easter among Christians, and St. Valentine's Day and April Fool's Day, which are generally marked. The white wedding, with its wedding cake and ring, the best man and the bridesmaid, has gained currency in different societies. More commonly celebrated is the birthday, supposedly everybody's own personal festival. Historically, who first celebrated a birthday? How and why did birthdays begin? How did the birthday cake and candles come into existence, and what do they stand for? These and many more are questions that this book gives us answers to. Read this book today and give your life a new meaning. Remember, readers are leaders.
Thank you, Allah, for this blessed day. It's a time of happiness, a time of joy. Thank you, Allah, for this blessed day. عيد سعيد يوم فرحان يوم جميل عيد سعيد عيد سعيد يوم جميل يوم فرحان عيد سعيد. All over the world under the big blue sky, Muslims unite to worship Allah. It's a time of brotherhood, a time of peace. Muslims are singing praises to Allah. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, La ilaha illallah, Wallahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Walillahil hamd. Families are gathering, remembering Allah, and that His love is the greatest by far. All praise for you, Allah, all thanks to you. The joy of Eid comes only from you. Eid Sa'id, Yawmun Farhan, Yawmun Jamilun, Eid Sa'id, Eid Sa'id, Yawmun Jamilun, Yawmun Farhanun, Eid Sa'id. This day of rejoicing, this day of peace, did only you make for those who believe. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, La ilaha illallah, Wallahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Walillahil hamd. Eid Sa'id, Yawmun Farhan, Yawmun Jamilun, Eid Sa'id, Eid Sa'id, Yawmun Jamil, Yawmun Farhanun, Eid Sa'id, Eid Sa'id, Yawmun Farhanun, Yawmun Jamilun, Eid Sa'id, Eid Sa'id, Yawmun Jamilun, Yawmun Farhanun, Eid Sa'id, Eid Sa'id, Eid Sa'id, Eid Sa'id, Eid Sa'id.
Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. This is the facts that we think you should have for this week. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, you're welcome back. This is still Islam is Beautiful. We have spoken so much about the celebration of Eid al-Adha, and we think that you should be able to answer this question. Hence, this is our question for the week. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. In one word, my sisters, Allah has preserved our lives. A lot of us have lost people. This year is rounding off already. This Islamic year is rounding off. We have one or two prayers for our fellow Muslims, and we know that because we are Muslims, we must love for our brother what we want for ourselves. A new year is coming up. What advice would you give to Muslims out there regarding the Eid, regarding being more faithful to Allah, and regarding attaining Jannah? Because every day we should always remember that the reason we are here is to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So if there's anything we are doing at all that is not in that line, we should change that intention. At your workplace, you should do it with so much passion, with the intention that you're worshiping Allah. Be steadfast, don't be corrupt, be sincere, do the work as you should. If you're supposed to spend 8 hours at work, don't spend less, because you're going to earn for 8 hours and you will be asked about it. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it easy for us. In one word, I want you to advise Muslims out there.
My advice goes thus. I think every Muslim out there should be conscious of what you do, because even if you think nobody's watching you, always remember that Allah watches you whatever you do. So there's nothing you can do that is hidden. It may be hidden from the eyes of the humans, but Allah will always see you. So please be cautious.
All right, thank you.
Mashallah. My advice to my friends and families out there is we should celebrate with modesty. We should always remember that there are some people on the sick bed and they don't have the opportunity to enjoy what we're enjoying. So as much as possible, we should try to celebrate with humility. As we celebrate with happiness, we should try to be humble and remember some people are not in the position to enjoy the things we're enjoying. And also, we should, above all, we should have the fear of Almighty Allah in our hearts in everything we do. I wish us happy Salah, and may Allah not make this the last in our lives. Mashallah.
Salima.
My advice to my fellow Muslims is that we should not be overwhelmed by the atmosphere of the celebration, and also we should be very thankful, because like she said, some of us are not even okay spiritually and health-wise to even celebrate, talk of thanking Allah or worshipping Allah.
We have done our part, and we pray that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will make this deen very easy for us all. We thank everyone who has made this program possible today, and we thank you for staying tuned. Do remember that we are not doing this program just for your entertainment pleasure. We want you to listen, watch, and imbibe most of the things that we say here. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it easy for us. Our slogan is, do not tell people that you are a Muslim. Let them see that you are a Muslim. Till next week, when you join us for another enlightening package of this program, Islam is Beautiful. From my sisters and I, we say, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Fortunate is he.
This program is sponsored in memory of Ajia Fauzia Kehinde Lola Ali. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant her Al Jannah Firdaus. Ameen.